Hello, everyone. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening if you're on the other side of the planet. Um, I'm in such gratitude and so grateful to so many of you viewers for donating to the channel. So I really am very grateful. And I'm also grateful to all my new art customers. I've been busy working away here in Calgary on a bunch of new pieces of art. And yeah, I have a couple for sale. Actually, three, but you can't really see the owl behind me. Anyways, but we'll get that to that another time. Hi, Carmelina. Carmelina. Yeah, just make sure. I thought it was you. So I want to say, firstly, there's a lot going on right now. So if you have not downloaded Telegram, I don't know what you're waiting for. It is the person who owns it has its own website, and it will never be sold. It will never, your information is just free to go on there without anybody saying you can't say what you want to say. So my Telegram channel that has all the latest news is at Raven Moonstone Art, all one word, at Raven Moonstone Art. So please follow on that channel, number one. And then Sapphire Sky is an administrator for that channel. So I'm going to give her a shout out because she posts, I'd say, 95% of the stuff that you see on there. And I fill in the blanks when I have time. And we have to talk about what's going on literally every day because I'm busy doing so many other things. So I'm sending out deep, deep gratitude to Sapphire Sky. And if you don't follow her 5D channel, you should. So when you see her name, follow her channel. She's got awesome information about nutrition and health and 5D stuff. So I think it's really great. So, getting on with the show today, I'm going to just blast through a couple of the latest things in case you missed it. So, I've watched this last year, but I'm not sure how much of this video I'm going to play, but I'm just going to show it to you. So, what this video says, and hopefully you can see it and screenshot it. So that's in my feed. All right. So I want everybody to, and it's also in the group chat again. So I'll just repost it again while I'm sitting here talking to you to make sure it's in there. So also, if you don't follow the Raven Moonstone group chat, um, uh, it's Raven Moonstone squished together and then a space and then group chat. And keep that group chat very tight, full of information, please, because um, it gets really, sometimes there's so much VAXX stuff in there that people's vibes get dragged down. So we try and avoid that. So just post what you can see that's happening in your country. And I'll post, I'm going to tell you some of the things I got messaged to me this morning from Australia and about Australia. In 9 News Space Perth on Twitter. So it's 9 News at 9 News Perth. Dash breaking, Premier Mark McGowan is WA's new treasurer. So yeah, don't get what's going on there, but they're just switching up players. So you can see the game is been going in full swing. So there's also a big thing happening in uh, let's see, Melbourne. So elective surgeries postponed at hospital in Melbourne's East after suspected cyber attack. And the reason that's important because While the elective surgeries are postponed, what do you think are coming rolling in? Do, 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 do. Yep, them MED-BEDs. Yes, and if you haven't looked that up, it's very much like the technology that's on uh, the movie Alien. I sent a couple of pictures to my middle son, and I'll just call him M because it's easier. So I sent a couple of pictures to M, and he goes, "Hey, those are from the movie Alien." I'm like, "Yeah, those are available right now in Australia, I'm pretty sure." And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh, for sure." And then literally the next day, we get proof of it. So I want everybody to make sure that you're following along with why you're seeing some things. So a lot of people are having a hard time following the two timelines. So yesterday I was out walking around. I just want to share this story quickly. I was out walking around with Alana, and she had a sign, and I didn't have any signs, and neither did Kat. I just was like, I wasn't feeling good all day yesterday. I was negative vibes, but I was trying to get rid of them myself. So I didn't really want to talk to anyone or be around anyone. And I felt bad because my friend came by and knocked on the door, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not home. And, or I'm sleeping. And so I just decided to clear my head. So it was about 4 o'clock, and I forgot it was St. Patrick's Day. So I'm out walking around. I'm like, oh, it's really nice out. I overdressed for the occasion, number one. And I get to 17th, where I think this girl is, because Kat only mentioned it. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait here for a second. And these two people with orange, the orange bands on, I don't know. They always ask you the same stupid question. The solicitors on the corner at the park. What's your favorite animal? And but before they asked me that question, it was a younger girl and a younger boy. They were probably like 19 to 21 years old, not older than that. And I could tell this was one of their first jobs. And I felt sorry for the guy. The girl was behind. They were both in their things. And he's like, I made eye contact with him twice while I was waiting for these people to show up. And he goes, and you could hear her going, "You can do it. You can do it. Just do it. You got a moment. She's just standing there. She's not going either way." I'm like, as if I'm not there. I'm like, oh, what am I going to answer with today? Because I always have a better answer every time I roll up. So he's like, excuse me, what's your favorite animal? And I'm like, the human race, the one where we're allowed to breathe fresh air and to go freely about our business. That one. That's my favorite animal right now. Thanks. And just as I said it, the girl with the sign that said stopped, stop, forced VAXs. And I was like, well, good enough sign for me to roll around with today. I know it's going to get controversy. So all I did was basically be the tall person in the group. And the girl holding the sign, yoga energy, Cat's energy, same thing. And I call it yoga energy because you all know what I'm talking about. Very calm, peaceful, namaste. I don't understand why people are yelling at me energy. Whereas me, I'm used to all this stuff. So I just purely went for the entertainment. So we're standing. We didn't even make it the full length of the park where I met them with. And this young girl that was going into Best Buy yells at us. I don't even remember what she initially yelled at us. Why don't you just leave us alone? They're good for everybody, or something. Just freaked out and, whatever. Like, totally went wigged out while she was crossing the street, 17th Street. It was a very busy avenue. It's very popular. A lot of posh people hang out there. And so I was looking at her, and I was like, she was standing there waiting, and I'm like, you think you have a choice? And she's like, ah, 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 ah. at me, and I was just like, bah. I just started bowing. I couldn't. And then I'm like, you know, this song Zombie was written just for you. Have a nice day. Like, I was like, but everyone, it was so busy. There must have been 70 people around that area that saw that either in their cars, outside of their cars. And all three of us were just killing ourselves laughing. Because they don't care. I don't care. Like, but I'm just gonna flat out, if you're gonna, I'm gonna match the energy. So I was there to match people's energy. So, anyways, moving along down the street, we got a lot of, young groups of people, and then we got a couple people laughing at us. Then we got a few people thumbs up. But keep in mind, people are drinking, their spirits are robbed of them, and their energies are down. So they're in a negative vibration. So we either had, hey, we love you from patios, or it was like one girl across. This was probably the funniest thing ever. It is probably 15, 16 degrees in Calgary after being minus balls freezing. It's like a Chinook day, okay? And if anybody's ever been to Calgary, you know how blessed these days are. Everybody goes running outside. Everyone, everyone. Like, I swear, there's something wrong with you if you don't. You finally get this big dose of vitamin D. So this girl yells from across the street, and she's like, "Don't you have anything better to do?" And I was just couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, isn't this what everybody's doing? So, and I was just like, oh my goodness, just oh my goodness, these people are so out of control in some respects. But I mean, honestly, we talked to a guy that was homeless sitting on the bench, and he was sitting outside the liquor store, and he was like, "Oh, I love you guys." And then he started being super negative vibe about the 17th letter and that group and how it was a bunch of crap. And I'm like, you don't get the big picture. And then he was kind of mocking me, and I got that like really, and I'm like, dude, I just don't have time for this. I tried to explain it nicely like 3 times, and I was just like, there's some people that are woke up, but they're not woke. He's diet woke. And so I just think we're at that point now where people are getting really frustrated with themselves. So they're looking at um, a way to just let it out. And I had that, I swear it was the same guy in the superstore that one day. It was a short, he's probably like 5 feet tall, older man. And the reason I say short, because I'm five, almost 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". I'm 5'10" with shoes on. So that's intimidating to people who have LMS, okay? And I'm talking full on little man syndrome. He's been angry his whole life. It has nothing to do with me, right? So he walked past us, and passive aggressively, half a block down, he goes, "You're all stupid." Like, and I'm like, you can be stupid and I still love you. We just burst out laughing and kept walking on. And the girls are like, yeah, I go, I've been given the finger at a like Save the Children rally by women. And I'm like, who does that? So people are just frustrated with themselves. But I don't mind matching the energy and either reflecting a joke or love back at them because I just think it's hilarious. I really do think it's hilarious. But if somebody's being kind of aggressive to me, I'm going to be like, I don't have time for this. I literally said that to him. I go, you know what? This is my energy. I don't have time for this. I gotta go. And I grabbed a joint out of my purse and I walked across the street and I started to light it. Like, I don't care. So, but yeah, it was an interesting combo. It's usually men that are like the ones to, it's funny because there's a few ladies. Oh, and then right when we were coming home, this was probably the funniest. After all of that, we had walked right through the park. People were giving us the thumbs up. Some were laughing and shaking their heads. So I was just like, I don't give a crap. And then as soon as we walk around the corner, two unmasked people come up to us, and she looks like a Karen. No, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And a rich Karen. And she's like, got my vaccine today. Exactly like that. And I was just like, good for you. Like, what do you do? I almost said Karen after that. But I was like, I feel like waiting on the exact street corner and seeing if that Karen goes by in a couple of days on her regular walk. How you feeling today? So I'm think today I personally am going to go down to the area where there's as much traffic as I know and sit there with a table and my little lawn chair and a sign that says the PANDE, you get it, is an HOAX. Change my mind. Just sit there. But on the table, what I'm going to have is information. One, they're just going to have short words that say VIRUS on it. The other one's going to say VAXX on it. The other one's going to say CDC on it. Yeah, basically. And then on the backs, I'm just going to put like the information. So, and the links where you can find them. Would you like to watch the video? Here's the video of the actual inventor of that test. I'll explain that whole test to you, how you've been bamboozled, and where that machine that counts those numbers comes from. Same one linked to the DOMINON. I think I spelled that right. Anyways, so I think it's gonna, this is getting good. All of this show is getting super fantastic. So I've got here, which countries allow workers? Okay, no, not that one. There's aspartame. Okay, here's a good one. As of March 12th, 2021, the testing was 614,145. So let me do that again. Cases 6,909, 6,000. So it's 1.6 plus we're getting the test. And there was apparently positives in 6,600 cases, which I find that number very interesting because if you flip the last one, it's a 6,609. Okay. Hospitals, 575. Deaths, within 28 days of a positive test. Okay, you guys wait for it. Okay. The deaths within 28 days of testing. So out of 1,614 people and 145, 175 people died. Okay, you got that? 175 people out of 1,614, 145. Now here's the most important thing. This is in the UK. First dose, okay? People that got the jab within the first dose, okay? 23,314,525. Then they went for the second dose. Why? I'm not sure. 1,445 people and 78. So, what? There's no emergency if more people are getting the dose, first of all, versus the actual test. That's number one. We know that there's 23 million programmed people in the UK, period, end of story. Okay. So, and these are not, it says there, the vaccines are authorized under emergency use. There is no emergency anymore. So you can go on the coronavirus.data.gov.uk website for that exact thing I just told you about, okay? So please share that with your fam jams. The other thing that came out in The Guardian, um, the African to reign in Tanzania, who was an anti-VAXX, is found killed. That's the guy who tested and whether it's not, he's actually, but he's been reported killed. And he was that's John to do Magufulis cavalier disregard of COV's impact in the Great Lakes region is fueling conspiracies and endangering lives. That was from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So all these things are coming out here, and that's right there. You can see it in The Guardian. So you have to see all of these things are there to show us exactly what was going to happen and what was going to be being done. Okay. Um, so there's another one. If you don't follow a few people, like if you follow me, follow Ghost Ezra and Whiplash. They're really good. And what else? Three countries now, too, as well. Election treason, not fraud, treason. That's USA, Myanmar. I'm always say it wrong, and the Netherlands. And the Netherlands is on the 17, and the 17 is the 17 that I did a list of that Flynn was taking to The Hague for returning us all back to the 1776 Commission, which means we don't owe the monarchy any money anymore, and we don't have the same laws in our countries anymore. We're back to natural or common law type countries. So that's what's going on with these three countries right now. The United States, Myanmar, and the Netherlands are all part of this show of where there was election fraud. And in Canada here, in our city, here in Calgary, Nancy got in there falsely. If you look at who he belongs to, it starts with an M and it has an OSSAD. He's got financial ties to those. And then he knows where all the things are here in our city underground. That's from Lincoln Park to the airport to you name it. And those are DUMBSs, and that's Nose Hill that was getting cleaned out. So people want to know about all of them in our city. Our city, there's a reason so many light workers live here. So don't be afraid. We live here without knowing it on purpose. This is our life mission to start the healing within our own city here. So people are like, yeah, I haven't been able to leave this city for a long time, or even sometimes where you live right now, I've been wanting to move. The reason you are here right now is to help heal that area. So last night I saw a lot of the low flying aircraft around the city. And all I was doing was sending love and light vibes out, love and light vibes. And then yesterday, interestingly enough, I was going out for a morning walk. I walked a lot yesterday, did a lot of meditation by the river. And I was coming under the 10th Street Bridge going into the city, which is east. And I saw a plane. And when you see planes leave Calgary, they're about this big in front of you. And I'm like, oh, that's an gray Air Canada with the weird data logo thing on it. I'm going to take a picture. I literally had my phone here, swiped up, went to look at it, and it was gone. And there was no clouds in the sky. I'm like, that did not take that long. I was looking, I'm like, you were just over Kensington, like this, maybe this big. And then it just disappeared. I was sitting there, I was on the phone with, I just phoned Sapphire, and I'm like, I don't know what just happened. I know I haven't smoked that much weed this morning. Smoke more. Oh my God, the plane just disappeared in front of my eyes. I'm like, look at the clouds. So crazy. So lots of stuff is going on. Lots and lots and lots of stuff. So this is when yes, Rebel News is a great Canadian channel. Please, please, please go research. If you don't know who Chris Sky is in Canada, please go follow him. He's the guy with the neck tattoos and he always wears glasses. Seems like an awesome cat. And he is helping a lot of people out at the airport. Just go home. Just go home. I just say no, like just no, just get away with me with from that baloney. So today should be fairly interesting. So yeah, I love Sky. He's also. Now I wish I could remember the phrase that Kat said yesterday. I always get a really dry throat in the springtime because the thaw brings out a lot of dust. And dust and me, bleh, yuck. Yes. So, anyways, I'm gonna read cards quickly. So it's been amazing because I've been reading the cards. And yesterday was all about nourishment and the cow. And I found it interesting. I just tried to, that's why I was trying to feed my soul a lot. There's two cards that just literally flew out of the deck. They're like, read me. I'm gonna see if there's any more here that need a message for us for today. Oh, there's maybe, yeah, there's one that is busy. I have three cards here. Let's see what they are. So yesterday I had truth in the cow. And yeah, the cow's all about nourishment. And I got the cow twice yesterday. And normally I don't read my cards very often, but yeah, so I decided to do a lot of things that were nourishing and healing to my soul. I put all my stones around me. I clean first of all, yesterday I did a lot of stuff. I was very, very productive. Art. I made muffins, I cleaned my whole entire apartment, did all my laundry. I hadn't done my laundry. So I got caught up on a lot of stuff. I was super not feeling great when I was doing it. So yes, the cannabis conservation conservative is a good channel. Okay, great. All right, here we go with these card readings. Oh, any guesses, you guys? Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I love, love, love what's coming up. Oh, you guys, this is amazing. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm almost gonna start crying because this is what I was thinking about today is just where we're at. And yesterday I was little, I guess, like I said, I wanted to be a mirror. Some days I just don't care and I just keep walking and whatever, right? But so today's reading, love, which is card 45, the dog, which is card 19, and it's about loyalty, sincerity, and unconditional love. And also, Trump is the DOG. He's a DOG in his Chinese astrology. So interesting. These both represent him to me. All right. That's so funny. But unconditional love is what I'm getting from that card. And then the water fairy. I'm feeling we're going to have to get our feelings and emotions really in tune here today. This is amazing. Love, 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 love. A magic day today. You guys didn't feel that? It's just like a surge of goosebumps and beautiful, beautiful truth. Truth and love, love and truth, surrender to love. Okay? So get on with this card reading. So 45 is the love card. This marker reminds you to show kindness and compassion to all whom you meet on your path, be it a beggar on a street corner, a coworker, a family member, an animal, or a plant whose leaves need pruning. This marker asks you to shift your perception from yourself as a solitary person on earth to the one who is part of the living system. Love is what made you, so keep it flowing. Remember to receive love as well. Ask yourself, am I blocking love? This marker reminds you that you're all that you're as connected to this life as it is to you, and that you're responsible to be the steward of the love of Goddess and God. Love is without conditions, it is respectful, mindful, sees all life as sacred, and acts in accordance. Love reminds you that this very planet is a living being. Love is the very essence of the divine in you, and it sees the divine in others. This is time to see through the eyes of love and always ask before you act. What would love do? The answer will always bring extraordinary power. This marker, I'm going to cry. Sorry. This marker is a very fortunate and transformative omen. I'm so excited about everything. I'm just like sitting in joy. I'm like, woo! It's so crazy. These times we're living in, Bible 2.0 people. Like, I don't think people grasp the time we live in is literally the Bible over again. We're rewriting it. So, the dog, number 19. The dog is most loyal animal to the human beings. When the dog appears on your path, he reminds you of this trait. Are you steadfast with your loved ones? Are you true to yourself and your dreams? Do you act with sincerity? It's very important that you do now. For good fortune comes to the faithful dog as your companion. The dog loves sincerely without conditions and is happy to be part of a pack. Think about how you function in your community. Are you a loyal team player? Another issue the dog asks you to consider is the loyalty of others. If someone is being insincere, move on because he or she isn't meant to be in your pack. That was yesterday. So funny. As the dog ask the dog for a sign and your answer will be shown. Dog energy lives in your heart, so look there. Love it. And the water fairy is about feelings and emotions. Like me, just a bucket of emotions today. And lots of my friends are feeling these heavy duty vibes of all of this energy being sent to us and these benevolent beings that are all around us. I can see so many of them now if I close my eyes. So it's really quite amazing. When the water fairy swims up to you with her liquid magic, she reminds you that emotions and feelings may be running the show. She asks you to consider how you really feel about things and why. She also reminds you that you are not your feelings, you are the one experiencing them. Remember that as water flows, emotions change. The water fairy also tells you that it's time to lose your rigidity. Be fluid and willing at times to compromise and allow change to happen. If you're happy right now, enjoy the water fairy. For the water fairy swirls her love around you. If things are making you sad, she comes to wash away your tears. The water fairy knows the power of emotions, so when she appears, be mindful of them and how they affect you. Remember, feelings are the fuel for manifesting. That you be certain that you want to create what you're feeling. Allow your feelings to pass through and focus on the positive. The water fairy longs to smile at you in your reflection. I'm really getting my own message for today of like, don't go to the park because people are still going to be hungover a-holes. Go for a nice walk and maybe play your guitar outside when it's like 16 degrees and send some love and light vibes out. Go practice your guitar outside, Raven. That was my personal message for today when I was doing that. And this is the cards that we read from Everybody Wants to Know by Colette Baron Reed. So, yes, I have been doing a lot of inner standing, inner peace, if you will, trying to cleanse myself. I've been doing zeolite baths, and it's really bringing a lot of stuff in my body out to the surface, like really itchy. So I've been having to put a lot of coconut oil on my skin and walk around like that until it absorbs because yeah, you need to keep the moisture. And also during spring, rehydrate even more. So Yes, it's very much that time. So everybody I know has been like in this whoo ride because we all had expectations of time, things happening in time. Please stop living in 3D. Time is 3D. Okay, time is very 3D, linear. Release of financial stuff. I want to talk about that quickly. So the homeless guy was talking about how his debt just got wiped out just recently. Um, and we asked, Kat asked him if he thought it was part of the Great Reset, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and I'm like, "It's not." So I was trying to explain what the whole system was, and he wasn't having any of it. He was just sitting there like he, knew everything, and I was like, "You're not very balanced in your masculine, feminine. I gotta peace out," but whatever. Um, there was no 60-day thing. That's why I recommended researching. Oh, Oh, okay. Thank you for that, Vicky. I haven't had a lot of time to read through my emails and stuff. I've been doing a lot of other things, so I'll have to do that one day. I'm sorry. So I have been doing a lot of stuff here, like just actually trying to red pill my middle son M. And I said something to him when we were texting back and forth besides the med beds. It was about something else, and we were talking about Elon, and then I sent him a picture of Elon and Ivanka together, and she's looking all pretty in a red dress from years ago. And I said, "When they make a great couple, haha." And he's like, "Yeah, totally." And I was like surprised that he wasn't anti her, that kind of thing. And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe he likes. So we started talking about speakers. Like he was talking about Tony Robbins, and I said, well, Tony Robbins just came out with a video where he's totally red pilling everybody. And he's like, oh, it must be a dub thing. And I'm like, no, this is pretty legit. And so I sent him the clip of it, and I'm going to send him the actual video now that I know he can see them in his chat. But I'm going to send him the South Park in email, I should say. I'm going to send him the South Park links that I found and see what he says of that. I think these are brilliant ways to open up the mind of why are they talking about all this stuff on South Park, and why are they talking about this stuff on W5 even here in Canada. All the old people watched W5, and they were even mentioning about Peter Nygard. So he's like the Frank Justra of Canada. He's well, they're both Canadian, but you know what I mean. They're just the grossy people in our country. So I do believe that if that much clearing of Nose Hill stuff has been done, and I felt that wave of emotions and stuff, just like I did last year in certain times, there was many healers here in our city who felt like we were going to throw up, and there was so much dark energy and we just didn't know what was going on. And that's when we found out they're clearing a lot of the south end of the DUMBSs. And what I have all been doing is just focusing all of my walks on love, focusing all of my intention on love, and trying to bring my vibrations up as high as I can possibly be, and connect with my higher self to tap into all of these things. I do see a lot of my dreams that I thought were dreams now, they're coming true. And even simple things like this morning getting texts about things, and I'm like, I've been here before, right, recently. And so we're all living in this magical cube of quantum things that uh, we live off of our free will, but we are all connected in this sacred geometry together. And so that's what the card reading's about. That's what I'm trying to tap into, is more of my mission, and stay positive, and just, yeah, that's all I want to say today. Yes, all has been passed over to you for you research. Okay, I'm just like, He control over the military for 60 days after the president entered the ball has been passed over. Okay. Yes. So I'm no, no, the reason I'm saying they're using Tony Robbins CGI um as a way to wake up the community. I know what he's been accused of. There's like but that's well, I was going to talk to you about the Oprah and Harry and Meghan thing. Because everybody's like, "Oh, can you decode that?" And I'm like, "Well, it's super easy. How to piss off people when they've lost their jobs, number 1, is to get 2 stinking rich people to say, "Oh, I'm so hard done by," to each other, and, "Oh, it's so hard being black," on TV. Like, give me an effing break. Everybody knows in the woke community that was CGI. And that was the whole point of it, that puppet show, is to show you, number 1, it's a CGI. Number 2, uh, Orca had her, ankle bracelet on there. And, also, nobody cares about the monarchy anymore. And so the people who are not awake are gonna get upset at rich people bitching about all their money, and then the most of the people are annoyed at the queen anyways. So it's a good way, even in Canada, for those ding dongs who are, like, totally unconscious right now and arguing with everybody to sort of tap into the whole scam of, yeah, we don't need a monarchy. We're like, maybe it's deprogramming them a little bit. That's what I think this is all for, is to help deprogram people by reprogramming them with new ways to open them up, just like we had last year. Okay, with a lot of with Janet's video that woke a whole pile of people up, that was her mission. She's like that person to wake a whole pile of people. Uh, and there's some people out who are going to come out after the woodwork that are like world healers. You're going to see those world healers come up, and they're going to look like you. Everybody will be crying then in joy. So I think we're at this point where this is all happening. So enjoy it day by day, living in your highest vibration. Stay in the timeline that you know that you've already gone up to the 5D of, collecting all the oil and love and light with all of our kin up here. Don't let the swamp bring you down. So that's why I'm saying enough of the VAXX talk, because we all have free will. These stories are meant to scare people awake. Scare people awake. And also, I want to keep you guys in mind that even if it was a regular or the new scary version, which I don't think it was, but if it's a regular one, it's going to make people sick anyways because of what's in it. You're jamming toxins into your body. End of story. So one of my things I was going to put on this questionnaire is name 3 ingredients in the Vax. Go. You have a minute. Off the top of your head. And if they can't say, I'm like, so you're willing to jam something into your body just because. So yeah. Oh, the collecting of oil. This is what I mean by that. I did a video where I kind of described, like, we're all like, when you go through the water of the truth. So imagine the swamp being the little sledge at the bottom that has lower negative vibrations in the salad dressing. So they're all the fixings that, when the bottle's unshook, they stay on the bottom. Now, then you have all the vinegar or water in here. I'll just say water for all intents and purposes, because oil floats on top of water. When you get into a place of peace and love where you know that we're all connected and all part of this sacred geometry, floating in an oil, like I just say, where it's very hard for them to pull you back down. That's what I mean by us being connected in the oily bits there. Because if you don't shake the bottle and disrupt it with, all this fear and negativity, then your ascension is so much easier. Like you float on the top. It's like floating. You float in love. Comes from the heart space. Love, love. I literally, and I think that's what the card reading was meant to me today. Go give people compliments like you always do, Raven. Like honestly, I try and make it a mission on my walk, no matter how it is, to say, cute puppy, nice hat, beautiful smile, nice hair. The most tiniest things make the hugest, it makes me feel good. I don't care if it makes them feel good. I've told people nice dog and they've like, and I'm like, whatever, that's a you problem. I don't even care. Like, I don't care. I just send out the positive vibes. So, however that looks to you, do that. And the reason being is because people notice or people are noticed. And that's all people want is to be noticed and heard. They're not being seen. They're not being seen right now. They're not being seen. They're being like controlled. So we have to break out of that. It's spring here in Canada, North America. Get out there. There's no reason that all levels of abilities can't be outside somehow, some way. I know. I know all about being in. There's a way, even when you're in the hospital, you can go outside. I've been in the hospital for a month. I know. So try and get outside, feel your vibes, hug a tree, and say hi to your neighbors. Send them love and light. Even the scared lady who's scared of everything in my building. Her name's Pam. I found out yesterday. She came up and knocked on my door, and I even have a sticker on my door that says no these things. And she was like, "Oh, hi, so and so's downstairs." And she ran up and down the stairs for me. And I was like, I went and thanked her. I'm like, "That's so nice." She goes, "Oh, I don't mind doing that. These buzzers don't work." And totally connected with somebody who's living in fear. So everybody needs love, is all I'm saying. Do it with love. Yes, raising the chrism oil is all a physical thing. Yes, exactly. I do the same all the time. Yes. Go give people love. Love, love, love. So I'm going to go share the vibes outside somehow, some way today. And I might even take my drawings outside and go draw. That'll be controversy in itself because I'm just drawing a picture of Trump. So people are like, "Oh, what do you do? You like him?" That's what I'm getting at. What's your thoughts? That's what I'll say. Maybe that'll start a conversation in itself. But I wanted to say I'm truly grateful to each and every one of you. I'm going to list a few names here. Excuse me. So I don't miss anybody. I hope I don't miss anybody. So that's why I say send them through my Proton so that they're all in one place. So do 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 do. So Ratona Poor, I don't know your real name. Thank you for your donation. That was very generous. Helena Vladik, thank you. Whoops, I don't want to click on that. I want to read it. The Navistar, thank you. Janie, actually. What's the next one? Hopefully I'm not clicking on these twice. Molly, thank you. And that was for your art. Thank you. And I'm reading them all, I hope. Kieran, he bought some art. You should be getting your art pretty soon. And I'm going through all of these. They're holding money too. And Tracy, thank you again for your art purchase. I want to make sure. Oh, yes. And Christy, thank you because you got your owl. And yeah, that's it for the last month. So thank you very much, everybody. I really am super, 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 super grateful. So I am going to be trying to do a filming at a Amaryllis healing in Cochrane, and we're going to try and do a crystal bowl healing video there for everyone to share. I just have to um, uh, make an appointment of when we can do that. So I'm grateful to everybody, light and love to everyone, and I'm so grateful that we're on this journey together. Everyone, have a wonderful day.